For the past 15 years, I was working almost every single day. After quitting my job, I kind of forgot how to live outside of work. So today, I want to see how other people live. I'm Eric, 41 and single. After years working in tech, I left my job and moved here alone. Since then, I've been staying up late, waking up around noon, and barely going outside. It's almost 1 p.m. and I just got up, so today, I'm going out. A lot of the hotels here are actually in the same building as my apartment. This building used to be a university dorm. There's a supermarket downstairs, and right outside is a famous food street. This is Chengdu, a city famous for pandas. So you'll see panda decorations everywhere. Every day, tourists come here just for the food. And somehow, I've been living right here, but I barely ever came downstairs. It's already past lunchtime, so there aren't many people here right now. But at night, this street gets really busy. A lot of tourists come here every day just for the food. I'm actually getting a little hungry, so I thought I'd try some of the food here like a tourist. This noodle shop basically just puts a bunch of stools outside. They use them as both chairs and tables. Looking at all the empty bowls left behind, it looks like a lot of people have already eaten here today. I was thinking about getting a bowl of noodles too. The beef noodles were 38 renminbi, around $5. I thought that was a little too expensive for a bowl of noodles. So I decided to keep looking for another place. Before eating in China, a lot of people check their phones first to see if there are any deals. Many restaurants offer discounted set meals online, and you just show the QR code when you get there. I found a lunch deal for 20 RMB, around $3. All right, let's go find lunch. It looks like the place I found is right next to that noodle shop. The owner thought I paid 26 RMB, but actually I only paid 20. In China, a lot of people check their phones before eating because many restaurants offer cheaper deals online. Restaurants use these discounts to attract more customers, and online platforms also offer promotions to encourage people to order through their apps. So many restaurants end up having two prices. The regular price if you walk in and order directly. This is their signature pork feet. You eat it with the dipping sauce on the side. The portion is actually bigger than I expected. It looks like they gave me a whole pork foot. It also comes with rice and 3 side dishes. There's pork head meat with chili oil, century egg, and cold green beans. For 20 RMB, this is honestly a pretty good deal. It feels like a much better value than the 38 RMB bowl of noodles I saw earlier. Without the deal, this meal would actually cost 69 RMB, which is about $10. It's the exact same meal, but just by ordering it through an app beforehand, the price is almost 3 times cheaper. I think this is actually pretty difficult for older people who aren't used to using smartphones. For example, my parents often feel like eating outside is too expensive, so they usually don't want to go out for meals. Sometimes I wonder, when I get older, will I also have a hard time keeping up with these changes? Maybe one day, I'll only know how to use my phone, but won't know how to do many other things. And because of that, everything might take more time and cost me more. The food actually tastes pretty good. The pork feet were cooked really well. They're so soft that they almost melt in your mouth. It looks quite fatty, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. I think this is even more worth it than making it myself at home. Buying a pork foot this size would probably cost me $1 or $2 just for the ingredients, but this whole meal only cost me around $3. I finished all the dishes. I barely touched the rice though. It's already after 2 p.m. I just woke up not long ago, and somehow I'm already feeling sleepy again after lunch. Part of me wants to go back and take another nap, but I'm also worried that I'll mess up my sleep schedule again tonight, so I decided to go outside for a walk. I wanted to visit somewhere I haven't been before and see more of this city. Since I arrived in Chengdu, I actually haven't taken the subway anywhere just to explore. Most of the time, my whole life has basically been around the street where I live. You can already use facial recognition to take the subway here. Even big cities like Beijing and Shanghai haven't fully adopted this yet. Today is the weekend, but there aren't many people on the subway. Does that mean people here just don't like going out on weekends? People here were already out enjoying their weekends. I was just the one who came out too late. I ended up at a small maker's market. I really liked the atmosphere here. There were lots of plants and plenty of places to sit and take a break. I stayed here for quite a while, just watching people and looking at the trees. There were small stalls all along the street, with many products displayed directly on the ground. There were no people shouting to attract customers, and no one was trying to pull you over to sell something. It didn't feel overly commercial here. The atmosphere was actually really relaxing. These traditional Chinese medicine sachets made by pharmacy students were especially popular. It seems like people here really care about their health. Some of the sellers were talking with visitors, sharing the ideas behind their creations. Even if you don't buy anything, just walking around here feels really nice. Next to the market, there was a small public square. There were kids playing, people sitting around and taking a break, and a big group of people dancing together. In China, it's very common for older people to gather in squares after dinner and dance as a way to exercise. This kind of dancing is called guangcheng dance, or square dancing. I always thought square dancing was mostly something older people did, but here, it felt a little different. I saw a lot of younger faces in the crowd, and it wasn't even that late yet. In big cities like Beijing and Shanghai, young people are often so busy with work that they rarely have time for something like this. But here, it feels like people are more willing to slow down and enjoy their own time. For the past 15 years, I lived in a big city like Beijing, and I never really had this kind of life. A small bar by the street, just a simple counter and a few tables outside, and people can sit down and have a drink. Some people bring their own fruit, order a beer, and spend the whole afternoon chatting with friends. Watching them, I actually wanted to sit down and have a drink too, but I don't have any friends here. One thing that never changes though is that mosquitoes always find me. I guess mosquitoes are the only ones who consider me a friend right now. I suddenly saw a panda dog. This was my first time seeing someone turn a dog into a panda. Its ears, tail, and legs were all dyed black, making it look just like a panda. The only thing missing was the black circles around its eyes, but I think I can help with that. After years of staying up late, I have plenty of dark circles to share. The dog was so popular. A lot of people stopped to take photos of it, including me. Since I didn't really have anywhere to go, I just followed it around for a while. The owner of this dog must be someone who really knows how to enjoy life. Following this dog, I somehow ended up at a bar street. But this place was very different from the bars I remembered. In China, bars are usually places for adults. You normally don't see children there. But here, it felt more like a family gathering place. A lot of people came here with their kids. Adults were drinking and chatting, while children were having drinks and playing around. It was really lively here. There were familiar songs playing everywhere, and I even heard some old songs from 10 years ago. For a moment, it felt like I was back in my younger days. There were a lot of staff outside the bars, inviting people in. I actually wanted to go in for a drink too. If someone invited me in, I would go. I walked through the whole street, but no one approached me. All right, I guess I'll just head home. There were also a lot of places offering neck massages on the street. It was about $3 each, and many people were stopping by to relax. On my way back to the subway, I saw a bar with someone performing a traditional Chinese dance outside to attract customers. A lot of people were standing around watching. I heard that some people can visit several bars in one night. I saw a small cart selling steamed buns, and I suddenly realized I still hadn't had dinner. I bought a spicy beef-flavored steamed bun. It was 5 RMB, about 70 cents. It felt a little expensive. A lot of people were buying them, but the bun was already cold. I think steamed buns are much better when they're still warm. But I finished it before taking the subway home. It's already 9:30 p.m. and I'm back at the food street near my apartment. With all the lights on, it feels much more lively than it did during the day. I wasn't really hungry before, but walking through here suddenly made me want to eat something. I don't want a full meal though. I decided to get a box of fried hairy tofu. I heard it's one of the local specialties here. Look at this. You can actually see the little hairs on the tofu. The owner said if I don't like it, I don't have to pay. It's 15 renminbi for one box, about $2.2. All right, it's time to go home. This is my dinner for tonight. Chengdu is really hot. After being outside all afternoon, my clothes are completely soaked with sweat. Seeing people outside drinking beer and eating watermelon honestly made me a little jealous. A few days ago, the supermarket gave me a free can of beer when I bought vegetables. I never drank it, so today seemed like the perfect time. And I still had the watermelon I bought yesterday. This apartment doesn't have a TV, but when you live alone, sometimes you need a little background noise. Otherwise, you start to feel too lonely. So I turned on a video on my iPad, but I wasn't really watching it. The tofu actually tastes pretty good, But I still think the pork feet meal I had at lunch was the better deal. While editing my videos, I noticed how much time I spend sitting every day, and I've started gaining some weight. I really need to lose some weight. My nails are so short that I couldn't even open this can without a tool. Cheers. I hope we can all live a good life. Thanks for spending this day with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.